Well, this is day two, a wrap on day two of what happened in Davos and what happened particularly on the NDTV network. Now, interesting takeaways. One, if you walk across the promenade, you will see that the India presence is not low, but is toned down a little bit. There are enough and more state pavilions. There are enough and more company pavilions out there as well. And there are enough and more people asking about what's happening within this companies. Like, for example, is Indian IT doing big things in AI? And if you look at a couple of corporate pavilions of the Indian IT companies, you will see a distinct mark of AI being there and very impressive. So that's part one. Part two, you saw Indian hospitality out there, by the way, tea being served, other aspects being served. So that's the other thing. But more importantly, in terms of conversations that happen out here on the NDTV network, everybody from the Jeffries country head and Mahesh Nandurkar, so Ashish Agarwal, Mahesh Nandurkar, or the global head of investment banking at JP Morgan, or for that matter, we spoke to Peter Wozer of ABB, all talking about the possibilities of higher investments in India. In fact, the point that was made by Jeffries was that they believe that 2024 could actually be a landmark year in terms of FI flows and even FDI flows, because both the depth of the capital markets as well as the hunger for corporate FDI seems to be at a high. Peter Wozer of ABB was of the opinion that India will compete with world organizations, not on the low-end manufacturing, but on the high-end manufacturing. So that's a slightly differentiated view that we got, and you should catch the interaction tomorrow on the network as well. And last but not the least, from amongst the people that I spoke on the promenade off-air, enthusiasts who are out here at Davos from India, smaller corporations, startups, etc., very, very constructive on what's happening within their companies and the kind of atmosphere that exists for funding, despite the fact that we are looking at higher interest rates currently. So that's a wrap on day two. Turned out to be a pretty interesting day of conversations. I'm sure day three and day four will be the same and possibly more. Stay tuned on the NDTV network. Thanks for watching.